Muy buenas tardes a todos, yo me llamo Juan Rodas y les quería explicar que la entrevista que realicé con Kennedy Herrera se realizó en inglés, solo porque ella se sintió más cómoda en hablar en el idioma de inglés. Ella obviamente está mejorando su español, pero les quería avisar sobre eso. Hablamos sobre muchos temas, sobre su mejor consejo que le ha dado Aarón, sobre cuando pensó ella en jugar para Guatemala, qué significaría para ella en ser llamada por primera vez a nuestra selección nacional. Esos temas y muchos más, espero que realmente les guste la entrevista. Reitero, pongan los subtítulos para que les aparezca la traducción en español para que puedan entender la entrevista, pero reitero, está en inglés, está muy buena, fue muy amena, fue la primera entrevista que le han hecho a Kennedy Herrera, entonces espero que les guste, me gustó a mí, pero no olviden en dejar sus likes, suscríbanse si son nuevos, comenten si les gustó, comenten qué les pareció la entrevista, comparten la entrevista para que le pueda llegar a más gente también, pero realmente se los agradezco, bendiciones.
Hi guys, I'm Kennedy Herrera and I play with New Mexico State University, and I'm looking forward to playing with the Guatemala women's national team as well, and I'm here to invite you to watch my interview with Juan Rodas on his YouTube channel.
Morning, everybody. My name is Juan Rodas. Today we have defender from New Mexico State, Kennedy Herrera. Kennedy, how are you today in your hometown?
I'm good, how are you?
Doing well, thank you. And to start off, I highly do appreciate, taking your time out of your day, not only doing this for myself, but for all the chapines, that want to get to know you a little bit more and whatnot. But to start off the conversation, Kennedy, how was your childhood? Like what was your upbringing like when obviously you were a lot smaller? Like what sports did you play? How many brothers and sisters do you have total?
My childhood was very chaotic. I grew up with four older brothers,
Wow.
but my parents would also like foster some of my brother's friends
Yeah.
that maybe like their families were struggling. So my family would always help them out and take them in.
Oh,
So
wow.
I technically grew up with like 8 older boys in the house.
Dang.
I had one stepsister, one stepbrother.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was very chaotic, but it made my childhood very fun.
Yeah.
um, the sports I played, and I've played soccer since I was 4 years old.
Uh-huh.
When I got into middle school, I decided to do track, volleyball, basketball, and soccer.
Dang.
So that was very fun.
Yeah.
After doing basketball, I found out that I like actually really liked it. So in high school, I actually played basketball for my freshman year.
Nice.
However, I stopped that just because it was a little too much trying to do high school soccer and high school basketball. But yeah, so those are all the sports that I played growing up.
Yeah, for sure. So were you the only girl? Like you grew up with you said 8 brothers in total?
Yeah, pretty much. It was
Dang.
me and my stepsister, but she's a lot older than I am, so she
Okay.
moved out quicker.
Yeah.
So it was pretty much just me and a bunch of boys.
Dang, that must have been crazy. I'm imagining. And obviously,
Yeah.
you're at your first year at New Mexico State. You, if I'm not mistaken, you guys were even champions from your conference. Did you expect that? Going into your first season, becoming champions of your conference. And have you always played center back?
I haven't always played center back. If I remember growing up, I definitely did play defense like when I was younger.
Mhm.
But going into like middle school and high school, I actually played like wing and striker
Oh, nice.
mostly.
Yeah.
And then so freshman year of high school, I was a striker actually. I started in all the games, which was very fun.
Yeah.
But then sophomore year came, and I think we lost a lot of our defenders,
Yeah.
and my coach kind of just realized like that was the spot for me. So yeah, I played center back for the other 3 years in
Yeah.
high school. And then yeah, coming into NMSU, I definitely tried out for like the center back position.
Mhm.
So yeah, whenever we do like a 4-3-3, I'm in the center back position. But lately we've been doing a 3-5-2, so I'm more like I'm right back
Yeah.
mainly.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was the other question?
Yeah. The other question was like, did you expect becoming champion in your first season at New Mexico State, which is wild.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't expect it. I knew that they had made like major progress because I knew like a while back
Hmm.
New Mexico State women's soccer wasn't that good. And that's kind of why I always like looked past it. I always thought like, oh, I want to go to Arizona,
Yeah.
just somewhere out of the state.
Hmm.
Um, so I never like really kept up with them. But once I realized that I wanted to try out for them, like I did realize that they were a super strong, confident team. They're
Yeah.
super competitive. So once I tried out for them, I realized like how good they were. And so
Yeah.
I kind of did expect it.
Okay.
I mean, all the girls work super hard and they're
Hmm.
very competitive. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would say I expected
For
it.
sure. For sure. And then if you could tell us, your major and like what position do you feel most comfortable playing on the pitch?
Major right now is I'm majoring in criminal justice.
Okay.
I recently switched to that this last semester, and so far I'm really liking it. So I think I'll continue with that.
Hmm.
Um, with that, I'm trying to like go into like the courts and stuff and
Okay.
like that. Not very like not law enforcement, but
Hmm.
more like on the court side of it.
Okay.
Um, and then what was the other question?
Yeah.
I couldn't
The
hear.
other question was no worries, no worries. The other question was what position do you feel most comfortable on the field?
Oh yeah, I would definitely say where I'm at right now, like the center back and right back position.
Okay.
Um, I've never like I haven't really. I just feel I think defending I'm most comfortable with.
Hmm.
I it's been a long time since I've played any other position,
Yeah.
so that's definitely where I feel more comfortable.
Most definitely. And for the people that don't know Kennedy, where is your dad from and where is your mom from?
My mom is from Las Cruces, New Mexico, I
Okay.
believe.
Yeah.
And then yeah, my dad's from Guatemala, so
Okay. That's
that's amazing.
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. And then if you could tell us, your favorite food and favorite music.
My favorite music is definitely like rap and
Okay.
country.
Yeah.
Um, and then my favorite food, I would definitely say just Mexican food in general,
Okay.
but specifically from Guatemala, I'm
Hmm.
obsessed with the tamales.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, my abuelita, she actually makes tamales every year for Christmas,
Oh, nice.
and that's just what I look forward to every single year.
Dang, dang. So wait, so every single time, obviously, like when it's December, like do you go over to her house and she makes you tamales and stuff?
Yeah, like they do. Me and all my cousins, like we'll all get together and we'll try to make the tamales with her.
Oh, dang,
Um,
nice.
Sadly, I'm not able to do that every year because
Yeah,
sometimes they're in Arizona
yeah.
or like with other family. But
Hmm.
yeah, like all my little cousins will get together and they'll actually help her make them, and she'll make like over 200,
Dang.
and yeah, they'll be gone within Christmas Eve.
Most definitely, for sure, for sure. And obviously, as a soccer player, I'm imagining you have short and long term goals. If you could talk to us about your short and long term goals.
I would say my short term goals is just to earn myself a starting position in the upcoming season,
Yeah.
and just maintaining that position and getting more minutes.
Hmm.
Um, for long term, I would say just signing a pro contract one day
Oh, nice.
and getting paid to
Yeah,
play soccer.
for sure. So has it always been a dream of yours to play professionally?
Yeah, ever since I was little, I've always like seen myself playing soccer for the rest of my life.
Dang.
As I got older, I started maybe not seeing that a little bit more, but then I think once Aaron signed his
Hmm.
first contract and
Yeah,
like seeing the progress he's making,
yeah,
it's like really opened up my eyes and like just made me really want to pursue that.
yeah.
So yeah.
Most definitely. And then obviously, Kennedy, you're obviously a student and then athlete as well. But is there something that us the fans don't know about you? Like, do you have a secret talent? Like, is there something apart from soccer that you play on a daily basis? Something that we wouldn't typically know.
That's a hard one. I was asking like my mom, like, oh, what should I say for this question? Because
Yeah,
it's really hard. But
yeah,
all she told me was like the fact that I'm an only girl and I grew up in a house filled with boys. Like
yeah,
maybe the fans didn't know that, but I kind of
yeah,
already touched on that. So I'm
yeah.
not sure what else
No, no.
I could say.
I mean, if there isn't anything else, it's totally chilling. So it's all good.
If I think of something, I'll let you know.
Yeah, yeah, For sure, for sure. And has there? I mean, have you ever admired someone? Obviously, when you were a lot smaller, that you looked up to, obviously in the football industry.
Honestly, not really. I
Hmm.
would just say like the obvious ones, like Messi, like
Yeah,
all those people, obviously. But
yeah.
mainly just my brother, I would say, because I mostly watch his games
Hmm.
and all that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really watch other soccer, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I definitely watch all my brother's games, and I would just say him, especially because we play the same position.
Hmm.
So it's nice to like take notes and
Yeah.
see how he plays, and it helps me out a lot too.
Most definitely, for sure, for sure. How many tattoos do you have total, and which one's your favorite one that you have?
Arms,
Uh huh.
chest. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's eight. But I would say my favorite it has to be this one,
Uh huh.
my lion
That's pretty
or
cool.
or my tiger. It's a
Yeah,
tiger, I
yeah, yeah,
think.
yeah. That's pretty cool.
And yeah, so this one's definitely my favorite.
Does it have like a meaning behind it?
No, I saw somebody with it
Uh huh.
and I thought it was really cool, so I
Yeah.
got it. And the eye is actually my eye,
Uh huh.
but obviously when I have like more lashes,
Yeah.
but it's my eye.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. For sure, for sure. Most definitely. And then do you support Barcelona or Real Madrid?
that's very hard. I would have to say Barcelona just because that's who I've always like loved growing up. So I
Yeah.
would have to say Barcelona.
Okay, for sure, for sure. And how is it having, Aaron as a bigger brother, because obviously, he played for Real Salt Lake, he went to Montreal Impact, DC United, US men's national team, and obviously now playing for Guatemala, a great player all around. And has like what do you think has been the best advice that he has given to you?
Um, I wouldn't call it advice, but I
Hmm.
would say the thing that like I recognize the most is just like his effort that he puts in like
Yeah,
every single day. Like growing up, I remember he would come back from the RSL Academy and like he would take no days off. Like
yeah,
he would take me on runs with him. Like
yeah,
although I wouldn't even be able to do his runs, I would be on the bike like next to him,
yeah.
trying to keep up on the bike. But yeah, I would just say his work effort. Like
Hmm.
it's he just takes no days off and
Yeah,
he gets it done.
yeah, yeah. Most
So
definitely.
that's just like something I really look up to.
Hmm. For sure, for sure. And then when you found out that he was going to play for Guatemala, like, were you shocked about that, or like how did you even process that?
I wasn't shocked that you guys wanted him because of like I've known for a while that you guys have wanted him, and I know
Yeah,
my dad was always pushing him to go play and
yeah.
stuff. So, but I was shocked that he finally like made the decision to,
Uh-huh.
because it had taken him so long to like finally come to the decision, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, but I think it's super cool, and I think it's helped me like get recognized too in a way.
Yeah,
So I like greatly appreciate that. Like
yeah,
it's opened up like opportunities for me and stuff. So
yeah.
I love that.
Most definitely. And then did you ever imagine that both brother and sister would be representing the same national team, at such a young age? Like, did you guys ever imagine that?
Definitely not on my part. For him,
Uh-huh.
100% I saw it. But for me, like I don't think I did for a while because not even a year ago, like I stopped playing soccer
Yeah.
for my freshman year of college. I actually took that year off.
Okay.
And I honestly thought I was done with soccer. And
Hmm.
then one day I just like came to the conclusion that no, I don't think my soccer journey is over and
Yeah.
I want to continue playing, and
Hmm.
that's why I tried out. But I did not know that within like the next year I would be like communicating with you guys and
Yeah.
like looking to go play with you guys. So
Yeah. Well, crazy, right?
yeah, it's definitely crazy. It's definitely
Yeah.
crazy.
For sure, for sure. And then what has Aaron told you about, his experience so far playing for Guatemala? Because a lot of fans, I mean, I made a post I was going to interview you, and a lot of fans ask her, what has Aaron told her about his experience so far playing for Guatemala?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, we don't really talk about it that much, I guess, like that specific topic.
Yeah.
But I do know that he loves it and he loves like all the supporters.
Yeah.
I mean, we're always talking about like how supportive you guys are over there and
Yeah.
how like you guys make us feel like very supported and like very wanted. So like I know he loves that environment and loves all the fans and me too.
And do you think like his input, obviously playing for Guatemala, made it like a bit easier? Probably he's wanting to play for Guatemala. Because obviously he's your bigger brother. He's experienced it so far. But do you think like his input probably made it easier for you, like to decide and stuff?
Yeah, I would say it definitely made it easier because, like I said, like a year ago today, like I wouldn't have even seen myself
Yeah.
like communicating with you guys, looking to go play over there. So I think like him doing that definitely like opened up the opportunity for me and like showed me that it is possible because I think growing up, like we all knew my dad was from Guatemala, but I don't think we like ever thought like, oh, we could go play there one day. Like,
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I think it definitely opened up the opportunity and like helped me realize that it is possible. And yeah.
For sure. And then obviously, growing up with a father from Guatemala, who your dad is, Diego, did you guys like ever like do like typical Guatemalan things? Like obviously like you guys ate the food and stuff, but like would he, I mean, like your dad like talk to you guys about his country and stuff like that, and like his childhood and stuff, and obviously having your abuelito and abuelita as well.
I would say mainly my abuelita and like my uncle and my cousins. They definitely bring like the culture back here, I would say. So every time I go like to their house and visit them for like Sunday dinners and stuff, like
Yeah.
they always have that culture there, like they
Yeah.
always give me that experience. They're always making the food. Like
Yeah.
I would say mainly the food is what I've
Yeah.
experienced.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Most
the food is great.
definitely. For sure. How would you describe yourself as a player for the people that obviously haven't seen you play and are honestly really excited to see you hopefully debut this year? But like, how would you describe yourself as a player?
I would say that I'm very aggressive. I like to play simple as well, like just keep it clean and simple.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just say very aggressive, and like when I'm on the field, I like to be a leader. I like to communicate a lot. I haven't really had a chance to show that yet, like in
Yeah.
my college career, but
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the next fall and like trying to become more of a leader and just be there for my other teammates and stuff. So
For sure. And then I mean, have you ever been to Guatemala? And if you have, how many times have you been?
I think I've been there twice.
Okay.
It was when I was like very young. I think one trip I was like 4 years old, so I don't really remember that one.
Yeah.
And I think again when I was 8 is what my family told me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've gone twice, but I mean the only like memories I have is the food. Like
Just the food?
the food and the beaches that I went to, but that's about it. But I'm definitely looking forward
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
taking a trip over there.
Most definitely. And then obviously, like how you said, you would say that tamales are probably like your favorite Guatemalan dish.
Yes,
Have you tried like
100%.
Have you tried like any other Guatemalan food apart from tamales?
I remember when I was up there, my family had made some tostadas.
Okay.
Those were very good.
Yeah.
My uncle and my abuelita, they're always making carne asada.
Okay.
What else? I would say those are like my top 3
Top
that
three.
I've tried and I've liked. So
Yeah.
definitely those.
For sure. And then how's your Spanish going? Because a lot of people also asked as well, like if you could speak to us in Spanish, but like how is your Spanish so far?
I wish it was better. Growing up, I actually took Spanish classes and everything, like all of elementary,
Yeah.
middle school. After that, however, I stopped taking the classes and it kind of, I kind of forgot everything that I learned.
Yeah.
But I can definitely understand it. I still have trouble speaking it, and I think it's because I don't feel very confident speaking it. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to work on. I want to get more confident and try to communicate a little more because I listen and I understand people, but I don't communicate it back.
Okay.
So I definitely want to work on that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And then like obviously most recently, like have you been following the Guatemala women's national team? Like have you been maybe, like keeping up with like the recent matches and stuff, or at least like the scores?
I haven't been able to like really watch any of the games. I mean, I
Yeah.
do follow them on Instagram, so I love seeing all those posts.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very hard to like follow the games and the matches and stuff
Yeah.
because it's like hard to find where to stream them on.
Hmm.
But my uncle and them stream them a lot, so like
Yeah.
if I ever want to watch, I'm gonna have to go over there. But yeah, I definitely want to do that because I would love to watch them play.
For sure. And then what has like your family, like your coaches and even friends have like talked to you about, about maybe even playing for Guatemala? Like, like have they talked to you about that? Like have they give you like advice or like, anything in that regard?
Yeah, my dad's side is obsessed. Like they're pushing me so much to like to go out and do this because they know it'll be a great experience.
Yeah.
Like not everybody has opportunities like this, so
Hmm.
they're definitely pushing me to do this.
Yeah.
They definitely support it. They love it.
Yeah.
My friends, they're very supportive too. They think it's super cool to play for a national team,
Hmm.
and yeah, I would say everyone's like very supportive and thinks it's an amazing opportunity. So.
Hmm. When did you like eventually realize that that the Guatemala was actually an option for you to play internationally?
I would say probably like I would say when I started playing for NMSU,
Uh-huh.
whenever you guys showed that you were like very interested in me,
Yeah.
um, and you started like reaching out and stuff, I was like, oh, like this is possible. Like that's super cool. And then like the past couple months, my uncle and my dad have been on my butt about like getting my passport done, getting
Yeah.
like getting my citizenship over there and everything. So I
Mm.
think like once they were pushing me to do all that, I like realized like, oh, this is becoming reality and like this is gonna happen.
For sure. Crazy, right? Like crazy how
Yeah.
like the process is probably going and whatnot. Do you remember like the first contact that you had with the Guatemala Federation?
Um, if I remember correctly, I believe it was whenever my dad went to go watch Aaron play. I don't remember if it was like over there in Guatemala or over here somewhere.
Hmm.
But I remember my dad had done an interview with somebody
Yeah.
and he had mentioned me and how I'm like playing for NMSU now and all
Yeah.
that. And I remember like after that interview, my Instagram just skyrocketed and I got over like 8,000 followers of people from Guatemala. And I think that had to have been like the first time I was reached out to. So
Yeah.
that was amazing.
For sure. For sure.
I felt super loved.
Yeah. What was I'm guessing were you like surprised that you got that much support from the Guatemalans? From the Chapines?
Little bit, but because I saw like how supportive they were of Aaron and
Yeah.
how much they loved him and
Yeah.
like just seeing their comments all over his posts and just everything, like it wasn't that unexpected,
Yeah.
but I definitely was shocked like at how many how
Yeah.
many followers I gained and how many, yeah, so I don't know. That was super fun though. Just
Hmm.
seeing all the followers like
Because you're almost at what? Like you're almost at 10K now, right?
yeah.
Most definitely.
I would love my goal is to hit 10K because I've
Okay.
been like so close for so long, but it
Yeah.
just hasn't moved.
Hopefully, like when you get the call up, you could reach that. Obviously that 10K. But like
Yeah, for sure.
what would it mean, to get that first ever call up to the Guatemala women's national team? Like, what would it mean to Kennedy Nicole Herrera?
Um, I think it would just show me that like dreams can become a reality and
Hmm.
like ever since I was so little, like I've always seen myself like playing at the higher level and I think it would just mean a lot. I think
Hmm.
it would just be very eye-opening and realize like putting in work does pay off and staying consistent does pay off
Hmm.
and yeah.
For sure. And then obviously, hopefully this year you can make your debut with Guatemala. But have you even like envisioned, like your debut? Like, do you think you'll be nervous before a game? Like, do you think you will be anxious, happy? Like, have you like even envisioned, like I said, debuting for Guatemala this year?
I do envision it a lot sometimes,
Hmm.
like, oh, what would be like my first trip when I go down there, when
Yeah.
like my first visit,
Yeah.
or like stuff like that. And I definitely do see myself being nervous just because um I think mainly just because I'm not able to communicate the Spanish
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is like the most part that makes me nervous.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I feel very confident and just like very excited to go and make
Yeah.
my family proud.
Mhm.
And yeah.
Well, the good thing is too that like literally, probably more than like 70-80% of the players there on the national team at least speak English, because there's a lot of like there's at least like 10, 11 players that like were born outside, well, out here in the US that speak English. I don't even think like the language would be a factor. So which is huge, because obviously,
Oh, okay.
you could feel
Yeah.
more comfortable speaking to them and whatnot. Because there's a lot of girls out here in the States that play at different universities and that they do represent for Guatemala. So I don't think, hopefully that won't be an
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah, that's super cool. That's good to know.
For sure. And then like, do you watch? Obviously, I'm guessing you watch Aaron Herrera play for DC United, but like obviously, like when he plays for Guatemala, and when you have time, like do you watch him play for Guate?
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's just like every time he plays over there, it kind of like conflicts with something that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So either I just don't have time, or I also just don't know where to like stream it.
Hmm.
But like I said, like my family's always streaming it, so yeah, if I want to go watch it, I gotta go over there. But yeah, mainly I haven't been able to yet, just because it's difficult to find like where to stream it on and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For sure, for sure. And then like, do you have a favorite number? Obviously when you do play, and like, do you know any Guatemalan like soccer teams out there in Guatemala?
No, I have no clue, but I would love to learn.
Yeah.
um, and my favorite number, obviously, just 22.
Is that because of Aaron?
Yeah, I remember. Well, so growing up, I remember I was number 10 and I was obsessed with number 10.
Hmm.
And I'm pretty sure Aaron was number 10 growing up too. Um, and then one day, like, I played for this team, but 10 wasn't available. So I
Yeah.
kind of just like gave up on number 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as Aaron signed his contract with RSL and he was 22,
Yeah.
that's whenever I was going into my freshman year of high school.
Okay.
And my coach kind of understood, like, oh, your brother's number 22. And I remember an upperclassman actually wanted 22, but the coach actually decided to give it to me since he knew my brother had 22 and he knew I wanted it. So
Favoritism,
that's
right?
kind of where that started.
Most definitely, for sure, for sure. And then Kennedy, what do you think, made you decide and finally say yes to represent for Guatemala, Like, was there a specific
um,
moment that occurred for you to be like, all right, like hell yeah, like I'm actually down with this. I want to do the process. I want to do the paperwork. Like I'm with it.
yeah, I think over the past like couple weeks or a few months, I guess I would say,
Hmm.
it just hit me. Like I just realized, like, okay, soccer is what I want to do in my future. I want to try to get as far as I can. The dream is to get a pro contract one day. So I think I kind of just realized, like, okay, this is my number one goal right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And I said, like, playing for Guatemala would be a good opportunity. It would um it would just give me that experience that I need, I feel like, playing
Hmm.
against other national teams.
Yeah.
And um yeah, so I would just say, yeah, I just hit that point of like realization where like this is what I wanted to do, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm down. Let's do it. And then also just seeing like all the support and the fans too, like all over social media, and how
Mhm.
like dedicated they are to
Yeah.
the national team and everything, and that very much pushed me too.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
I'm glad. I'm glad. Obviously, too, if do you have like a message to the Guatemalan fans, that obviously support you, and obviously want to see you debut, like a message to the Chapines.
My message would just be that I'm so grateful for all of their support
Mhm.
and for showing that they like that they really want me and just showing that they care because I think that's like really what pushed me.
Mhm.
So I'm very grateful for that and hopefully I can give them what they want and have a debut in the upcoming year.
Mhm.
And yeah, that would be my message.
Obviously, Kennedy, you were born in Las Cruces in Nuevo Mexico, but obviously you are Chapina, you're Guatemalteca, and some of the in the comments they were like, ask her like obviously if she feels Guatemalteca, if Kennedy feels Chapina, but I'm guessing you do, right? Because like you said, like you grew up with your Guatemalan side, you were always would go to, or at least like with your abuelita and cousins and tios and stuff, but you do feel Guatemalteca, right?
Yeah, I definitely do. I definitely do. And yeah, I feel like anytime like people would just call me like, oh, like, because people think I'm just like 100% white. And like I always correct them. I'm like, no, guys, I'm Hispanic. My dad's from here. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
always clarify that.
That's good. That's good for sure, for sure. Well, Kennedy, I highly do appreciate your time. It was great meeting you. It was great talking to you and obviously getting to get to know you a little bit more. And like I said, thank you so much for your time. Well, hopefully everything goes well within the paperwork, and if God willingly, we could finally see you debut hopefully this year with the Guatemala women's national team. But like I said, thank you so much. Best of luck as well in preseason right now with your team, and hopefully you could earn your starting spot in the fall at New Mexico State and hopefully win that chip again.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.